Episode 241. As expected, Ye didn't waste a second thought on it. He seized the initiative. His left hand, resting lightly on the keyboard, suddenly accelerated, executing a command in an instant. The surrounding players reacted almost as quickly. The instant their characters all came to a halt, they knew their intentions had been exposed. Players with mid to long-range attacks instantly launched their assault. Bullets and spells from several directions converged on Lord Grim in the center. Lord Grim was instantly reduced to a blur of afterimages and vanished. Not even a corpse remained. What remained was his shadow clone technique. Every single one of the attackers was a glory veteran. They realized in an instant that they'd only shot down a shadow clone, left behind after the real Lord Grim had already used his shadow clone technique. His true self had slipped away to the right, appearing before another player before their attack even landed. No words were exchanged. He simply raised his spear and struck. The instant the shadow clone vanished, the blocking player was blasted away by Yeshu's Lord Grim with a falling flower palm. He didn't even process what was happening. His character was a melee type, and he was just about to join the others in a coordinated assault when he saw the barrage of ranged attacks unleash. After dispelling Lord Grim's shadow clone, he was searching for the real body, just like everyone else. Then he realized his own character was already airborne. Only then did he realize the real body was right beside him. He was already sent flying by the falling flower palm. The guy was still puzzling over this in his head when his flying body became Ye Xiu's vanguard. He'd realized it early. The player's encirclement wasn't even complete yet, and this was the direction the shadow clone technique had moved from. This was the weakest point of the incomplete encirclement. The launched character crashed into another player on that side. There were only two people in that direction. This character was a sharpshooter. He dodged the incoming human cannonball while firing his gun toward Lord Grim, trying to create some interference. Yeshu saw it clearly. Lord Grim, who had been charging straight ahead, made a deft sidestep, easily dodging the incoming stream of bullets. Then, Lord Grim leaped forward, spinning 180 degrees in mid-air. He raised the gun form 1000 chance umbrella and fired a shot, using the recoil to fly backward. His sudden burst of speed was unexpected. The bullets and spells chasing the real body all missed their mark. Lord Grim landed right beside the gunner. The gunner reacted swiftly, lifting his leg for a knee strike. But before his knee could even rise halfway, Lord Grim had already stomped him flat to the ground. But Ye Xiu was a step faster. He used a stump. He fired 2 quick shots for good measure. Then Lord Grim was already charging forward again. 2 players' characters closed in from the left and right. The one on the left was a berserker who opened with a mountain, shattering strike, leaping high into the air to unleash it. Even smarter, he didn't aim his slash at Lord Grim himself, but instead cut through the empty air ahead, right into Lord Grim's path. Clearly, this strike wasn't meant to kill, only to block his charge. But Lord Grim acted as if he didn't see it, charging forward with reckless abandon. A suicidal rush. The berserker was only too happy to oblige, with no intention of holding back. But just as the mountain breaker was about to land, a flash of cold steel! Lord Grim pivoted, drawing his sword in a precise parry. He placed it right before the mountain crusher. The mountain crusher strike was mighty, the parry seemed insignificant. But in-game, skill effects aren't judged by spectacle alone. With a deafening xialang, the berserker's greatsword smashed into Lord Grim's blade. The block effect triggered, mitigating some of the damage, but Lord Grim was forcibly knocked back. But this sudden retreat was something the player rushing in from the right hadn't anticipated. He'd assumed Lord Grim would be stopped by that mountain breaker strike. He saw the full charge in headlong, already picturing him being smashed flat into the ground. Unexpectedly, Lord Grim suddenly executed a parry, using the knockback effect to swiftly reposition himself. In that split second, he He had already closed the distance, appearing right beside him. The player fumbled with his controls, but how could he outpace Yi Xiu's meticulously calculated timing? Even as the thousand-chance umbrella was still recoiling from the block, it had already transformed into tonfas. It retracted to the player's side, and in the next instant, Yi Xiu executed a throw, hurling him across the room. The berserker over there had just finished his great leap and mountain, shattering strike, striking a cool pose to finish the move, when whoosh, a person came flying right at him. He had nowhere to dodge. Instantly, the two of them tumbled into a heap. Ye Xiu didn't bother giving chase. He immediately turned Lord Grimm around and made a break for it. A whole mob of players charged forward, their avatars surging in a frantic rush. One particularly eager witch flew ahead on her broom, zipping through the air. But after running a few steps, Lord Grimm suddenly executed another reverse jump shot. The bullet struck the witch squarely in the forehead. Blood blossomed in the air. In his panic, the guy ran straight into a tree. He drew a wave of raucous laughter from the crowd behind him.
What's so damn funny?
The witch who had crashed into the tree scrambled to her feet, her tone hostile as she yelled, but few paid him any mind. The rest of the players continued their frantic pursuit of Lord Grimm.
Flank him!
Flag my ass.
We're all moving at the same speed. How can we overtake? Are there any people in that direction? Find someone to cut them off.
Who's over there to stop him?
This isn't a grinding zone! He did this on purpose! He found a spot where no one could intercept him. Then chase him! What's with all the talk? Let's see how far he can run.
It was a mix of debate and argument, a clamorous crowd surging forward in pursuit. Ye Xiu glanced back. Breaking away now wouldn't be hard, but given how prepared they seemed, they probably wouldn't give up so easily. None of these characters displayed any guild affiliation, but in the few moments of their clash, Ye Xiu had already glimpsed their IDs. As he ran, he searched for them one by one and discovered that every single one of these characters was level 33. Level 30, 3 characters in the 10th server are practically the elite of every major guild. Not displaying their guild tags just means they're hiding their affiliation. Ye Xiu felt no relief at his successful escape. He suddenly thought of Tang Ru's character, Cold Misty Soft, getting killed this afternoon. Was that really just a tragic case of AFK farming in the wild? Or was it someone with this kind of deliberate intent? At this thought, Ye Xiu quickly sent a message to ask about the status of those 4.
Maybe dead.
Her Han Yanru had been on the brink of death the whole time. She'd planned to recover while traveling, but she was targeted the moment she left the city. Her health and mana bars were completely empty. With an 80% stat debuff, potions can restore health and mana, but to recover from a debuff, aside from paying a doctor, the only other option was to wait 10 minutes for it to slowly fade on its own. Tang Ru figured that the trip from Empty City to Line Canyon would give her plenty of time to recover, so she didn't bother seeking out a physician. An 80% debuff, that's a massive drop. Any veteran player would spot it in a heartbeat. Even a top-tier pro, when their character's on the brink of death, no one would be afraid. Tang Ru steered Han Yanru out of the main city. She was quickly surrounded. She had no power to resist, was sent back to the city once more. At that moment, Tang Ru was still in a daze. Why is someone killing me, boss? Bunny Invasion's reply was surprisingly spirited.
Are you dead yet?
Not yet. I got away, but they're still on my tail.
Steamed Bun Invasion said. His style was always a bit underhanded. Ye Xiu had long since figured that when faced with such a situation, 9 times out of 10, this guy would think of some sneaky way out. As for Soma Cheng and Qiao Yifan, there's even less need to worry. They are, after all, professional players. Holding off 100 opponents single-handedly is, of course, impossible. But in an unfavorable situation, making a clean getaway is something they can at least manage. Besides, those two are probably together. Big shot, we've got people on our tail.
Someone's after us! Is Yu Hao behind this again?
So Me Chang's already made a deduction.
Not sure yet. How about you? You're with Wang Yin and Ash, right?
We got away! There were quite a few of them.
How many were there?
A few dozen.
That many. What are their levels?
Just caught a glimpse of a few. They're all level 30. 3.
A single guild shouldn't have this many level 30. 3 characters, right?
Ye Xiu realized the situation might be even more brutal than he had imagined.